Hey everybody, good morning. I know I've taken a while off from doing some of my video posts here. A lot of that is just because I've been riding the waves of the collective energy that's been going on right now. I'm sure you all have been as well. And I've had a very dynamic time lately. Really been able to go in, really been able to meditate, really open myself up to the new energies, which I know can feel very scary right now, and I'm not beyond that. But when I'm at my clearest, I can tell you that all of this is a really important time. We've all wondered what it would be like to live through history, and here we are. Our life has been very blessed in the United States, and for my generation, past 9/11, it's been fairly steady, very calm, flowing on the outside. But inside, there's always change that's going on, and right now we're all ready to change and evolve, as is the earth. And I wanted to talk to you all about grounding and about the root chakra a little bit. So I'm going to be focusing more and more on my chakra system, which is kind of my specialty. A little bit about that is I started studying the chakras at least 10, 15 years ago as a form of me trying to connect more with my body. And it is ever evolving and ever learning. And I'm learning from books and from other mentors and from other guides. And I really feel like I want to share this with you too. So I've decided that I'm going to be posting information about the root chakra until we get to the next full moon, and then we'll move down, then we'll move up the chakra, and we'll go to the sacral and up. So it'll be, if you keep it live on this page and keep checking it out, I'll be sending you information about all the different chakras that we rise up. But right now, in this very turbulent emotional energy that we're going through right now, a lot of you might have been hearing things about grounding and what that means. And for the longest time, grounding kind of threw me off, because it'd be like, I'm in my body. Of course I'm in my body. I'm here. But once I started to actually understand the practice of grounding, I could feel the difference. After you have Reiki, or after you sit with a tree for half an hour, there's a completely different feeling in your energy field. So very simply, for those of you that are just beginning on how to ground your energy, I want you to know that your energy can be scattered all throughout space and time. And you want to bring that back to you right now. So just kind of imagine that all of your energy throughout space and time, in all dimensions, just call it back to you and have it collect on your crown. Like this is your crown chakra, the top of your head. There are other chakras, which we'll talk about later, but let's start with this one. And just kind of imagine you've got a hat, kind of like pet your head. Imagine that all of your energy is there. And then just really, breath is the connector. So take very deep breaths and breathe. Imagine that the energy is kind of like a red balloon almost. And float that energy down. Start at your crown, between your eyes, your lips, your heart, your navel, your womb, your hips, your knees, your ankles, your feet, your toes, 6 inches below the ground, through the minerals, through the dirt, through the crystals, going down deep into the earth. And as you're going, feel for the veins of Mother Earth, veins of gold, and kind of follow those veins down to the center of the earth. And when you feel connected, or just say you are, imagine that you're in a beautiful throne in the center of the earth, and there's Mother Earth, and you welcome her, you hug her, and you anchor your energy to the center of the earth. And it's simple as that. I mean, I do it with my children. My children sometimes will do it to me. They'll say, Mom, 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 breathe. Bring your energy down. And we can all feel it. So just kind of take that action. And sometimes when you start meditating, if you're not clear to it, it feels like it's hocus pocus. Am I doing it right? And the answer is, it's just about your imagination. If you imagine it, if you feel it, so it is. You know, it doesn't have to be some kind of magical explosion that you feel inside of yourself. Just practice. Just bring the energy down. Just say it is, and so it is. Another thing to do is copper. Copper is great in copper pennies. Just a simple copper penny. Take a copper penny and put them in your shoes, underneath your shoes, and that will help ground you as well as you're walking around. Copper is an element of the earth, Mother Earth. It's very grounding. Some people will put them under their beds, so that way when you're sleeping, you're grounding as well. Though that might, if you're having a hard time sleeping, try it. If it doesn't work, don't do it, because we all have different sleep cycles. So for some it works, for some it doesn't. But definitely just in your shoes is a great thing to do. Put them underneath the inserts of your sole so they don't flop around and drive you crazy, but they're there and they will help. And then in terms of grounding your energy too, red is the color of the root chakra, so it's a wonderful color to wear to kind of remind yourself that you're safe, you're worthy, you're protected. And the root chakra is all about that feeling of safety. And right now we're all feeling this chaos, this fear, and we're all, kind of going into we're healing these old wounds, essentially, is what's happening. And, when you pick a scab, it hurts and it bleeds, and it itches, and it's uncomfortable, but it has to be done. So as you're encountering these old wounds, and your own personal wounds might be coming up too, not just for the collective, but right now the collective wounds are coming to the surface. So we're working on all of that. And your own might be coming up. You might be feeling triggered, emotional. We just had the full moon of Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. So it's all about cleansing and purification, the fire of change, of motivation, of the phoenix rising from the ash. And so this is a very profound time, and give yourself the grace that you need to be able to connect to yourself in this time. And I just want to end with, I was reading this book about science for my kids, because we've been doing a lot with homeschool about the periodic table of elements, which honestly I didn't really know much about. And so I was kind of curious and wanted to learn more about it, so I think I'm almost more called to it than my children, but we're all learning together. And I was reading about the helium atom and why it's called a noble gas. And so I just want to read this to you a little bit. I might even turn my page so you can see it. So it's about how atoms fill their inner lower energy levels as full as possible with their own electrons, but when they undergo chemical reactions, they either lose, gain, or share electrons to secure the right number in the outermost level. Helium has exactly the number of electrons it needs to fill its only level. There is no need for it to interact with other atoms or to lose, gain, or share electrons. This makes helium tremendously independent, possibly even noble. And the reason why that popped out at me is, as healers and as people that are sensitive to the light and to the energy, we often give so much of ourselves because we kind of think that's what we need to be doing. So we're all connected. So we're really no different than, an atom. We've got electrons, we've got protons, we've got a nucleus, which is our soul. We've all got this. And it kind of made me think, I want to be more like helium, right? I want to be balanced. So I want to be in a crowd full of people that are riding these emotional waves, and they might be shedding their electrons and going back and forth and chemically reacting and changing with each other, but I want to stay balanced in this moment. And so that's the key right now, is kind of think, I want to be more like helium right now. I want to be a noble gas, right? So you can either choose to give of yourself and to give away, give away, give away, or you can take, 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 because there are chemical reactions that are happening right now. Every time you're in a crowd, you're with different people, you're sharing, you're spreading energy. So think like helium. Right, helium rises above, right? Helium rises, right? So we want to rise. We want to ascend the evolutionary chart that we're in right now. So be like helium, be noble. Don't share or spread your electrons, your neutrons. Stay balanced to your nucleus. Stay balanced with who you are, and you can be noble in that. So, thanks.